Hello. Today, I've decided to show you all how masochistic I really am. I've decided to play RLcraft, one of Minecraft's hardest mod packs in hardcore mode. Already seen me complete Subnautica in hardcore mode, but this is nothing compared to RLcraft. While Subnautica was roughly an 8-hour long hardcore mode adventure, RLcraft stretches over many playtime hours. So, what exactly is RLcraft? RLcraft is a mod pack made by the insane Shivaxi that adds RPG elements with a heavy emphasis on adding more realistic mechanics to the game, such as a thirst meter, a temperature gauge, and dragons. Very realistic. It adds more mobs, more dungeons, and a new progression system that stops you from digging straight down to diamonds and getting OP within 20 minutes of creating the world. Most importantly, this mod pack is very hard. If you get headshot by an arrow, you die. You get too hot, you die. Too cold, you die. Trying to get down with a dragon like your donkey? Death. And the added layer of this painful cake, I'm gonna attempt to play it in hardcore mode. My first attempt, I spawned in the middle of a lovely forest. Now, the first notable difference between RLcraft and the base game is that you can't just punch down the trees. First have to make your way up through the basic tools until you have an axe. The first tool you can create is a flint knife, made with a stick from punching leaves and flint from punching gravel. Gravel down here? Oh, I don't like that. With our brand new knife, we can now kill pigs and get assaulted by children. We can also use the knife to break down plant matter into fiber, which can then be used to make string, which is a very important component in our initial set of tools. However, I was more enamored by this abandoned mansion than I was with some tools. This mod pack spawns in way more structures than the base game, which adds way more diversity to the world. But most importantly, the new structures have a chance of some big loot and also give us a roof over our head. After being assaulted earlier and breaking my legs inspecting my new home, I was feeling hurt. Healing in RLcraft works differently to the base game as well. Instead of restoring health while at full hunger, each body part has a total health which contributes to your overall health. If the health of your legs gets damaged, you get slowed. If your head gets damaged, you get one shot. Usually, you just bandage up the damaged body part, but in the open world are nymphs, which are essentially flying regen beacons. But you know what can't be healed? Stupidity.
Oh, it's a lion!
Fuck was that? I spawned in mere meters away from a pool of lava in this attempt. Any pool of lava has a chance of spawning in mobs, one of which just throws more lava around. So, after swiftly leaving the area, I received a lovely little present from a cow. What a lovely gift! A single glowstone powder. These presents would have no adverse effect on me later. At this point, I had made a flint hatchet using the plant fiber I gathered, allowing me to finally start gathering wood, where I found another lava monster. Then, I murdered these sheep for their wool, and look, another present.
What the fuck?
I already hate this mod pack. Using the stones I'd picked up along my journey, I began to construct stone tools, making an axe and a halberd. I collected more plant fiber to make string, and then wool, and then sleepy time. Right near this structure I'd claimed as my home was a battle tower, a multi-level dungeon with mob spawners and loot inside. Clearing out this place would give me a massive amount of XP, which I can then use to level my skills so I can use iron tools and so on. My plan was to cheese the tower and make 1x1 holes to break the spawners and then clear out the remaining mobs from a distance with my halberd. But even one stray arrow could hit me in the head and just instantly one-shot me, so I began culling the local cow population for leather. Stupidly though, I made a chest piece instead of a helmet. Time to take on that battle tower. I started the first floor by making sure most mobs would not be able to escape. Then, I mined a hole in the sides and took out the spawners. Once inside, I was very careful sealing the roof above so mobs couldn't drop down. Inside the first chest, nothing good. On the second floor, the mobs did a little trolling and straight up didn't spawn in. Still more trash in the chest. After engaging in glorious combat with a skeleton decked out in the latest golden armor, a guy spawned in and instantly killed me through the wall. Sick. I spawned in a massive temple in the middle of a jungle. What the fuck did I get spawned in? What are you? Ah! For this Spriggan, it was on sight the moment it saw me. Followed me all the way through the jungle, throwing hands at every opportunity. 3 minutes into this world, I was basically already dead. So I approached this amphitheater and attempted to have a how to train your dragon moment. After going through the basics, flint knife, hatchet, get to stone tools, I found this wonderful castle on the ocean. I precariously built a dirt bridge over, making sure to not take a dip into almost certain death. Inside was some food and some other bits and pieces, but most importantly, I now had a roof over my head. Nearby was another battle tower. Using the same strat as before, I secured the first floor with ease. What I failed to account for though was cave spiders. 6 minutes into playing this world, I stopped paying attention whilst in the crafting table. At this point, I finally decided to watch a guide for some help. After absorbing all the information given by Shivaxi in their video, I felt like I'd actually had the knowledge to progress effectively. So I made a new world, used the seed help, and instantly began digging for flint. At this point, I began to hear the wing flaps of a very dangerous creature. Up until quite late game, dragons are essentially a death sentence in RLcraft. If you aggro them, you're basically dead just straight away. So I immediately ran as far away as I could in the opposite direction. Eventually, I stumbled upon another battle tower and a shack right next to it. I decided the smartest idea was to set up a base in the shack and slowly make my way up the tower with safety being so close. Using the leather the locals had graciously gifted to me, I crafted some armor, this time including a helmet and a water skin. With a stack of dirt in my hand, it was time to start clearing the tower. After a while, I began exploring a bit further around my shack. Literally over the top of this mountain, I found the perfect village to start calling my home. Here I found food, full suit of chain armor, and in the library, some enchanting books for later on. I could also use the farm here for some crucial early XP games. Only problem, it's hot as hell here. So far, this run was looking very promising. As far as I was concerned, I was making some very good progress. I leveled up my defense stat, allowing me to wear iron armor. And then, I tried to sleep. Literally, and I mean literally, every action in this mod pack can kill you. Right next to the village was another battle tower. However, this one stretched down into the earth, making it slightly hard to make an assault on. After very carefully clearing the top floor, I was able to level my attack skill to wield iron weapons. Unfortunately, I have no iron, so into the caves I went for iron. Now I had an iron halberd, and God did that make me feel strong. Maybe a little too strong. At this point, I decided to go exploring a bit. The heat in this village was starting to get annoying, and the battle towers nearby were running out of loot. So I began looking for a new village and new towers. Just over the mountain range, in a nice forest, I found another battle tower. However, this one was just overflowing with mobs spawning in. But there was so much loot on the ground, just tempting me from a distance. Screw it. I blocked off the area above so mobs would stop dropping down outside the tower. As usual, I started blocking up the floor when I spawned in literal Satan with a present. Go on. And died. That literally spawned in the fucking devil. After spawning in and collecting the basics, I ran into one of the best villages you could get on a playthrough. Nice housing, plenty of food, and not that far from a couple battle towers. So, I liberated the village's suppliers and set up in a tower awfully similar to the one from Attempt 6. Let's go check out those battle towers. First one appeared to be basically completely broken already. No mobs spawned in, so I quickly secured the entire tower. It's a shame that it was only like 3 floors though. Did some renovations around the village to make it a bit more walkable, and then decided to turn it in for the night, when I heard a very strange noise. This death finally taken the last of my hope out of me. Realized at this point that maybe, just maybe, I wasn't built for this.